Hello and welcome to a quick tutorial. Today I'm gonna make a surfboard, like surf ramps. I have a couple of people asking how to do some. Uh, and all this I learned by simply trial and error. I didn't really have any tutorials, and knowing how the Source Engine and Hammer think with one another. So I'm just setting up a little base thingy for to get some dimensioning sizes. So I'm just gonna select the depth texture here for the floor. There we go. And something really. Let me save this as a tutorial. Oops. Surf. So, really quick introduction to how Hammer thinks for brushes. Rule number one: brushes have to be concave. That means each angle between one of the sides has to be smaller or equal to 180 degrees. So, for example, if I grab this one here, it's okay. Hammer allows me to do this. Personally, I don't like that. What I will do is that's my limit. Because I don't like having this plain thingy altogether. Now you can see if I try to do this, then it is not concave anymore. It's convex, I think. And you can see here that it's not being rendered properly. It's an invalid brush. So if I want to do that, I could try to do this and all my tools just break. If I wanted to do that, I will have to simply do two brushes separately. So I will have like something like this. Really quickly again. You want to always merge vertices when you're dealing with this stuff, and then select it. The way I do that is make a little box, enter, and you move all of the vertices of the brushes that you have selected. So you can see here that I can do this brush normally. Another thing, Hammer tends to think in vertices like this, but Source thinks in planes. And the easiest way to think of a plane is any 3 points will make up a plane. So I can grab this one and drag it all around, and this top face is going to be a plane correctly. Maybe not this one at the bottom. Well, now it will work because it's a proper flat plane. That is the key. It has to be flat. An example: I'm gonna grab this one and move it here. This top face, you can see it's properly flat, but and this one in the bottom, well, it might look at first glance that it's flat, but it is not. And if you try to compile that, you're gonna get a bunch of errors, and if you try to launch again the map, you're going to get some error messages saying that invalid brush and it's going to be deleted and so on. So if you're manipulating brushes via vertices, you have to be careful with how you do that, with how you move each thingy. So what I tend to do is just always kind of move them in pairs and stuff like that, and it's pretty safe to do. You can control click stuff together, and this is again, it's a flat. Oh no, it actually is not. So see, you have to be very careful. Now it is properly flat. So you kind of have to stay on grid, and also just kind of have to think through what you're actually doing, and make sure it's a flat plane so it compiles properly. Well, that's 5 minutes of introduction. So now how do you apply all this to make surf ramps? So because it's multiplayer, I like to make them relatively big. So I always start with some kind of rectangle, and I'm gonna start here like kinda on grid, and I'm gonna create a brush. And then this is a little bit interesting. I'm gonna select this point, and it's going to choose both vertices. Then simply drag it down, and I'm going to merge them, and it's going to create this kind of slope thing. There is also here on the bottom, you can choose I think it's a wedge, and it's going to create one of those, but I like to make them myself. So it's here, and then you can rotate that, but I like to make this like this. It's okay. So now once you make this, it's good to kinda once you made this, you may notice that it's in 45 degrees over here. And what I will do next is either move this a little bit up, or this one here, kinda like this. And that's because in 45 degrees the players can climb normally, and it's when it's more than 45 degrees that players can slide down. So it's kinda your choice if you want to have it a slightly taller or maybe a little bit more squished. It's your call. I'm gonna leave it like this for now. And then I'm going to make a duplicate. So this is going to be the one on top. Is going to be my base surf like ramp, which I'm going to base everything off now. So now I'm just going to copy this a little bit here. I'm gonna pull this a little bit down here, and I'm gonna save quickly. And then you may want to come to your options, and some of you may have 2D views default to 50 degrees rotation. It's a really nice option. I always have it ticked on. And let's wait for this to close. Let's hope it doesn't crash my hammer though. Yeah, hold on. Sorry about that. My hammer crashed, yours shouldn't crash. I'm gonna move this top, the backup brush a little bit back so it's out of the grid. And what that does, it's when I move my mouse to rotate it, it's gonna go by 45 degrees, which is nice. But for surf, it might not. But there's a trick. If you see, it's here, it's 45, like 15 degrees intervals. But then if I hold shift, I can rotate it freely. So it's a really nice tool to have. Okay, so I'm gonna start doing the ramp. I want to have like this little kind of like a Nike, inverted Nike symbol. So I'm gonna start with 45 degrees like that. And notice that what I do is just rotating the brush now. This is going to do two things. One, it's going to guarantee that all the planes are flat, and the other one is that it's also going to guarantee, well, at least in this example, that this plane it's not 45 degrees, so the players cannot climb that. And you can confirm this from this little site here. Oh, it's a little bit laggy here. It's not, well, no, it looks a little bit, well, you just have to trust me, you can always try it yourself. But the player cannot walk through it, it's gonna be a surf ramp. So then I'm gonna shift drag it. And in this case, you may want to use Shift W, and what this does, it's going to set the snap to grid. Like here I have it to 32. I hate this about Steam though. Right in the moment someone pops up. Here. It's off-grid, 32 degrees, but Shift W will turn off snap to grid, so I can move this. It looks really like off-grid, but it's actually 1 unit intervals. So it's still discrete. It's not continuous. But for these purposes, because we're dealing with really big objects, it's pretty continuous. So I'm going to first have this one here. So just so that I have the flat one before the ramp, and then I'm going to copy it again. I'm gonna make this one here, like so. I'm gonna give it like a jump of I think 30. It's 30 degrees, yeah. So I'm gonna go like that, and then just kind of like go on with what your heart tells you. A lot of this is just you know, what you feel is right. So I have this one here. I'm gonna move it bye. There, it's okay. Yep. And I have my first surf ramp, and if you compile it, well, one thing to notice is this and this one. Notice how I tend to leave the tall one, like it has a little gap. So if I color this one with no draw, you can see it's not perfectly smooth, but it will do its job properly. People are not going to be stuck. And then because surf maps tend to get really big, you want to paint any texture that any face the player cannot see while they are alive. You might want to do that and not draw. So I'm gonna go ahead and paint everything not draw. So it's like this face is pretty useless. I'm gonna leave that one. The bottom ones are pretty useless too. And then I have to go from this way to all the way. So this method works really good for one-way surf. So like if you want to go both ways, you might need to get this like so, and then it's a little bit in the bottom. Yep. And then so you just have to keep them aligned, so you cannot see any no draw face in any of them. It means here that it will kind of look like this and like so, and you have a pretty smooth ramp already. I'm gonna extend this one a little bit further out so there is no draw, and we have a really smooth surf ramp. I'm also gonna paint no, this is, I'm gonna paint it whatever. I do this because as surf maps get really big, your compile time is going to grow because it has to calculate lightings. So we already have a ramp. I'm just gonna set up like a target per se. I'm gonna get rid of that snap on grid thingy. I'm gonna make it a little bit thicker. Yeah. And one thing is, I don't know if this is going to make it or not. I hope it does. Again, it's just trial and error. And then we want to make this funk detail. Because it's going to chop up the V-sleeve in such a way that it's going to be useless and weird, and it's going to take a long time for really big maps. So make it a func detail, and say like, oh no, I want to modify this little thing, but I can't because it's a func detail. Well, simple solution: go to solids, click it, and now you can manipulate it by itself. So I'm gonna give it a slight tweak, whatever. It was fine anyways. I'm just showing an example. And then group it again, and here we go. Sorry about that. One final step I'm just gonna make for now a big boxer on my level. Big box, tools, make hollow, -32. Yeah, that's good enough. And then skybox. Where is it? Where's the final one? Here. And well, I like to make it a maybe 2 because it's too far away. Then I'm just going to copy this thing and make it a counter. There is 2. Just because I like to press enter immediately when I'm gonna test. I like to know where the edge of the thingies are. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. That's the blending one. Here we go. That's the correct. And here we have. Oh, gonna paint this one too. Whatever. This is gonna be full bright. You can add some light yourself if you want to. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna copy some settings that I use in Cesar facility. So let me bring the settings up. Okay, this is Cesar facility. As you can see, it's really big. So yeah, you can copy the settings I'm gonna show you. I will see if I can write them down in the description of the video if I'm not too lazy. Here's the spawn. It should be somewhere here. Yep, here we go. So I'm just gonna copy. It's so laggy, it's so big. Yeah, I don't want to save the changes. I'm gonna bring it anywhere to the level. Oh, god damn it. That bug. Sorry about that bug. So yep. These are the settings I need to create also. So you create the logic auto and point server command. I'm gonna give it a name to command, yeah. Oh no, the name is gonna be settings. So this is gonna set up the settings of the level. And you see SV gravity 800, that's the default in Counter-Strike. Just gonna change the values to 0.1. I don't know why I do this, it's gonna be 0 pretty much. So these two are default. These are the acceleration that you get when you're walking, then this is the gravity. And this is the air accelerate, this is the one that gives you the surfing. So it's SV air accelerate, and then it's 6 nines. And same for water accelerate. That's I think for bunny hopping, but I like it. If you don't want it, you can remove it and keep the default values, or you can remove it at all and then just have the surf server make its own values. So now that I'm done, I'm gonna make this one also a funk detail. Written funk detail, there's just one big brush anyways. So set, and I cannot compile because of the Camtasia. So how do I compile? Anyways, I'll see you in game to test this out. Hello, and here we are in the little map we just made. And the, how do you call it? It should already be surfable. So just gonna go. And it is. I didn't get enough fly. I didn't get enough speed there. So yeah, this is the basics. All you got to do now is just, you know, measure it out and stuff like that. This is a relatively small ramp, so that's why I'm failing. I'm not the best surfer either. But yeah, I hope this helps out. And good luck with your surf. Thank you for watching. See ya. One last. Oops. Oh, yeah. One last. Come on, come on. Gotta go fast. Alright. See ya. Thank you for watching.